This is my friend Dave Coleman, a guy I met at the racetrack, which is right over there. He drives a hell of a Porsche, I gotta tell you that. I mean, my Corvette could not keep up with this guy. I mentioned to Dave, because he drove a Model T one day to the track, I said, you know, it's always been my dream to drive a Model T across the United States. And Dave said, mine too. 2 weeks later, I called him back. I said, Dave, this is Tom Cotter. Remember we met at the racetrack. Were you serious about that? He said, yes, I was. And 1 year to the day after we met, we were driving across the United States in a Model T. So I spent 2 weeks this far from this guy, because the Model T is a small car. He did most of the driving and I was writing. So I wrote a book about it called Ford Model T Coast to Coast. That car did not break down once. We had one light bulb that went down.
That was it.
That was it.
What a trip.
What a trip. I mean, I would love to do that again.
What would you like to see first?
Well, you know what? Let's look at that Hudson. This is a Hudson like none on earth.
This is a Hudson Pacemaker, which was the cheapie of the Hudson lineup. The car that got all the press was the Hudson Hornet, and that has a lot of chrome trowel on it. But the Hudsons were NASCAR champions 4 years in a row. So they handled better than all the other stuff. This is not a heavy car, it's unibody construction. So
what year is it?
This is a 51.
Okay.
So I like turbocharging, so and hot rods. So I put a turbocharger on this and a 5-speed transmission.
So understand, you know, Hudson's didn't come with turbochargers.
No, it's not stock turbo.
Now, what is that from?
It's off the shelf. That's a Ray J. Ray J made 3 different size turbochargers. They make them for aircraft. One of the few turbochargers that are available for aircraft engines. Evidently, it has all the reliability that you got to have for an airplane.
And that carburetor is a British carb.
That's a 2-inch essier off a Jaguar.
So here you have a stock Hudson engine, but a modern turbocharger with a British carburetor, air conditioning, and a 5-speed. There's nothing like this car. You would take this car anywhere probably,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of the cars while we're down this way. Here's a 60 Ford. This is a very unusual car because it has the 360 horse 352 in it. This is what you would have gone to the dealers to buy to begin a NASCAR race car.
Probably. So that's when you started with a showroom car.
Yeah, I'm guessing on that. That's probably it though. So,
whoa,
it's a 10.5 to 1. Got factory headers on it. This has
4 barrels.
No, 3 2 barrels.
3 2 barrels, and that came that way.
Originally, well, this is a 61 setup because the guy that had this car was driving on the beach, supposedly went 156 miles an hour on Daytona Beach. This car.
So this is a 3 or 4-speed?
3 with overdrive.
Is this restorable, or would you transplant the mechanicals into another body?
I bought a real nice 60 over there, same color scheme as this.
Oh, nice.
I'll take this and put it in there.
Oh, this is sweet. So this is the nicer version of that car. So this is what that car used to look like. And this is a Starliner. Starliner was Ford's Fastback. It was available for 2 years, 60 and 61.
Even the interior's nice.
No, the whole thing is nice, yeah. All right, so, you know, we're not even paying attention to this Porsche here. 914?
914 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay, so 914s were available with a couple of engines. Of what dimensions?
1.7, 1.8, 2-liter, 4 cylinders, 2-liter, 6-cylinder, and 70 and 71.
And this is a 2-liter 6-cylinder.
2-liter 6-cylinder.
Well, this is how I met Dave. He drove this car to the racetrack over there one day. And during lunch I said, you got some crazy cars. He said, come over to my house, I'll show you the rest.
Let me get this out.
You can explain better than me what we're looking at here.
All right, so this is the remains of a Model T Ford. So it has a Ford frame, chassis, transmission, rear end, running gear, suspension. It's a Model T engine from the head gasket down. there was a lot of speed equipment made for Model Ts back in the day to go racing. This is a roof 16 valve overhead valve conversion. Doubles the power output of a T from 20 to 40 horsepower. What can you buy today to double the power output? Just bolt it on.
No, that was it. That's all you had to do is put that head on.
Yep. This car will do about 80 miles an hour.
Whoa. Was this a race car back in the day?
No, hot rod.
Model Ts had a rich racing history back in the day where, you know, farmers would fiddle with these things in their barns and go out to the racetrack on the weekends and try to win races. They're amazing motors that he has so much knowledge and appreciation for.
I usually run it with a hood off so people can see this.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you see the valve train hanging out in the breeze, you know?
So originally a Model T had an L-head motor.
Side valve engine.
Side valve.
Yeah.
Which was like a flathead.
Yeah.
But this is an overhead valve conversion with 4 valves per cylinder as opposed to 2 valves per cylinder. So that was a racing head. So if you were a serious racer back in the day, that's what you want to have in your Model T. See you in a week. All right, so this Falcon,
Okay.
one of my favorite little Fords.
Yes.
It's a Sprint. So a Sprint was a V8.
1963 and a half. The Sprint came out and had a 260 V8. This is a 4-speed car. It also came with automatic. In 64, Ford Motor Company had that total performance thing going on.
Yeah.
And the 64 Falcons, they took it to Europe for international rally competition and crushed everybody.
I haven't seen a Merkur in several years, and you got 3 of them right here. A lot of the people watching this maybe have never heard of a Merkur.
This is a German Ford product. This was out at the same time that the Ford Thunderbird Turbo was out. Mm-hmm. These all had a 2300 turbo motor in them. Some of them were automatics, most of them were 5 speeds. The aerodynamics on this thing are really good. This car, not this car, but the Merkur body style has been clocked at Bonneville at over 200 miles an hour.
What years did they come in here?
Oh, geez.
Like mid-80s, right?
Yeah.
And only for a couple of years through Mercury dealerships.
Through the Mercury dealerships. I had a guy tell me about it. He went to the Mercury dealer to buy one of these things, and the salesman's going, "You don't want one of those, you want a Grand Marquis." I really want this Merkur.
Yeah.
All right, come on. So they go out to the wholesale lot. Here it is. I'll sell it to you, give you a real good deal. I can't never bring it back here for nothing.
Wow. They didn't want to work on it.
They didn't want to mess with it.
So 2300 turbocharged motor, 5-speed.
Yep.
Independent suspension?
It's not a live axle. It's independent all the way around. McPherson strut in the front.
Would you sell this car if I wanted to buy it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this, they wanted to buy it, would you sell it to them?
Sure.
All right, there you go. You could do worse than picking up something like this as your first collector car.
This has had all the rust repaired here in the frame,
Yep.
which is the rocker panel.
Nice bucket seats.
Seats have all been reupholstered.
Did you do that?
Well, the trim shop did.
Yeah. So this has got 49,000 miles.
149.
149, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool car.
All right, so we're going to look at one more car out here.
What a beauty.
One more time.
Two more times.